featherweight bout between Lerone Murphy, who's been off for a little bit over a year. Gabriel Santos, who's making his debut undefeated. Plus 158 for Gabriel Santos, minus 158 for Lerone Murphy. Over under 2.5 rounds, minus 138 for the over, plus 138 for the under. Both guys are technically undefeated. One draw for Lerone Murphy against our boy Zubi Tahugov, who is no longer with us in the UFC. Last time out against Makwan was actually about a year and a half ago, and he knocked him out in the second round with a knee to the face, which was pretty nasty. But I watched this guy, Gabriel Santos. What did he fight in? Was it LFA?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, LFA. He took a couple shots. He kind of got dropped a couple times in that fight with Marcio Barbosa, and then battled back and got that head kick in that second round and knocked him out. But he's kind of hittable on the feet. But he can throw. He can throw. And you look at Lerone Murphy, he's kind of low volume on the feet, which I think Gabriel Santos can start to put a little bit of a pace on him as the fight goes on. And that kind of scares me if you're going to bet on Lerone Murphy. I'm actually surprised this line's not wider in favor of Lerone Murphy. So the books are respecting Gabriel Santos. They really think could be something, which I think he's pretty talented. He's got that win against Elvis Brenner, who we just saw beat Zubi Tahugov. So if you look at MMA math, he should get this win. But it's hard to bet against Lerone Murphy at home. And against the guy making his debut. The line is pretty playable. I'll probably keep this one on the radar. But for the pick, I'll take Lerone Murphy in this one. I think he's going to have the more significant strikes. I'm not saying Santos isn't powerful, but he's more of a – he'll put it on you with the volume. And if he can accumulate some damage as it goes on, that's how he's been getting his finishes lately. I mean, 2 decision wins. Since 2020, he's got 2 decision wins and then a round 2 finish and a round 3 finish. For Lerone Murphy, a little bit more power to him. And he's still technically undefeated. So I'll go Lerone Murphy. What do you think?
Yeah, Lerone Murphy, I mean, just watching side by side these two guys, it seems like Lerone's going to have that more like crisper boxing style striking. But yeah, man, Gabriel Santos is dangerous. He's the last 2 guys he's got a knockout or TKO against in LFA have been 12-2 and 13-1. So that's pretty impressive to be able to do against guys that are, have that good of a record. Murphy, though, I think the home crowd will make somewhat of a difference here. I mean, you're not making your UFC debut. Gabriel Santos is, and he's coming into enemy territory, into a hostile crowd. Lerone Murphy obviously has, you touched on it. He's got finishes in later rounds. He's going to have a little bit more power. It would kind of slightly worry me if Gabriel Santos finds a way to get this thing to the ground, though. I would be a little bit nervous in that aspect because Santos has finishing ability on the ground. And, Lerone Murphy obviously wants to keep this thing standing. So it is pretty intriguing. I do like Lerone Murphy here. I think the experience factor mixed in with, being in London, I think it's going to be tough for a UFC newcomer like Gabriel Santos to come in there and beat Murphy, a guy who, obviously is going to want this win as bad as you can possibly get it. Lerone Murphy is going to be the pick. I'm probably not going to bet on either side, though, if I'm being honest here. It just feels like one of those fights that you kind of underestimate a guy like Gabriel Santos, who has a lot of different ways to finish fights.
Yeah, the unknowns with him and the unknowns with Lerone with a year and a half off. Little sketch.